about in times like this when violence is rising, improvised self-defense tools. What can you carry with you that you can take anywhere, everywhere you go? You can throw this on a backpack. You can put your keys on it. You can take something like this through TSA onto the airplane. You can take it to concerts. There are a lot of places you can't take one of these, right? You can't take a blade. You can't take the traditional self-defense tool that you can take, like carry with you in certain places in the United States, but you can't carry that in most places around the world. You can't carry it in Europe, in a lot of countries. Some countries you're allowed to have a gun, most places you're not. So we talk about improvised self-defense tools, and this is basically, it's not brass knuckles. It doesn't really substitute for brass knuckles because it doesn't do the same thing, but I'm gonna show you how you can use this simple $5 improvised self-defense tool. Now, I talked about this before. I walked around all day today and yesterday. I had to test it out because last time we talked about a carabiner, I had a different style, and the carabiner that I had would open, and I tested it. I tell you, and the other thing I'm going to say is my hands are thick. My hands are strong. My skin is very thick. I've been hitting things with every part of my hand for years and years and years, right? So my hands can take a lot of pain, a lot of beating, and they don't cut as easily. They don't, my bones don't break as easily. It's because I've conditioned my hands for so long, and I often forget that when I recommend things for you. So I took the other carabiner, which had a little bit of different shape. There are aspects of it that I still very much like. The other style, if you remember that video, it was more of a, had like a big, it was big side and a small side. It fit really well, and it was really good for some of the strikes I'm going to show you. But because it opened, and I think you can see there, I've been punching a lot of things with both styles, and when it opens, it will open sometimes and cut your finger. But if you get a locking carabiner, a $5 improvised self-defense tool you can take with you, it could save your life, and I'll show you why here in a minute. And then you close it, and you carry the smooth side in your hand, and if you needed to, this is something that I recommended on the last video, you can wrap some 550 paracord on there. If you made this into your keychain, you might weave something, you learn how to weave or braid and make it into a keychain, and then, but you could put a little around there to give your hands some more protection if you needed it. And then they do have some of these that you can get like a rubber sleeve you could put on there, and you could make it easier if you needed to, but I don't think you really necessarily need to. I have walked around punching multiple surfaces, punching the telephone poles, because I didn't want to just punch hard things. In my office, I have some hand mitts, I have some big pads, and punching that, I don't feel it at all. And what happens is, you support, and this is something we really didn't go over in the last video, you support with your hand right here, that part of the carabiner, the locking carabiner, is supported by your palm, by the meat of your palm. And so when you hit something, it's not smashing against your fingers. Sometimes people think, oh, you're gonna hit there and break your fingers. I don't think that's gonna happen. Now, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just saying that if you needed extra self-defense, you needed something that you could carry with you that gave you kind of an advantage, this hunk of metal, which will act like a fist load and act kind of like brass knuckles or a knuckle duster, but not really, because it's a totally different, not totally, it's very different in its basic structure. But you can squeeze it, and then when you hit things, that's going to rip some flesh. That for self-defense. This is all for self-defense. There are other ways that you use it, with like this back fisting motion. So that this side coming out of your pinky is smashing into, and you're going to go for, there's always a saying in self-defense, you want hard to soft, soft to hard. If it's his head, use the soft part of your hand into his hard head and smashing. That's where the palm strikes come from. If it's his throat for self-defense, or his solar plexus, hitting him in the stomach, a little bit higher than the stomach, knock his wind out, you use your hard fist, right? So hard to soft, soft belly, soft throat, soft tissue into the groin, the bottom of your foot, hard to soft, and soft to hard, palm strikes, slapping into the bones of his face, into his head and maybe smashing into his hand, like knocking his hand out of the way, like a block or something. So hard to soft, soft to hard. You write that down, remember that. You might already know that. So we're thinking this is hard, right? This, and you can, it's harder than his bones. This is much harder. And it's harder than the flesh on his face and the teeth in his mouth and the nose on his face. So you can smash straight in with a punch. You can come in with a back fist. You can swing your whole upper body and your arm, this big long lever, into the side of his face, into the tissue, into the neck, into his ribs. Maybe you're sitting or he's coming down on top of you, or it's multiple attackers. It's a force multiplier, this simple $5 self-defense tool you can take anywhere you go. And because it's a carabiner, you can latch that. Of course, you're not going to be wearing a rifle plate carrier, but you, I'm still at work in case you didn't know, but you might hook that onto your backpack. And then, you know, and they're so useful and so functional. Something like this is rated for, I think 5,200 pounds. So it's extremely strong. I put a link in the description if you want to see. You can get 2 for less than $10. So this is literally a $5 self-defense thing that you can get them at the local hardware store or do-it-yourself store, and you can throw it in a bag. And my recommendation is try it yourself. Train with it. See if you like it. See if you like the way that fits in your hand. You can also put this in your hand. I like it a little bit more. Again, I have tough skin. I have thick hands. I can squeeze onto that lock for the carabiner, and that gives me a little bit more purchase, and I'm still smashing with this part here. But if you didn't like the way that felt against your skin, if it was too rough, you just flip it around and smash him in his teeth with that. You know, coming straight in, back fist, coming this way, straight up under his chin. You know, maybe he's coming down on top. That could be a fatal blow if you had to defend your life. This is self-defense, it's not street fighting. This is purely self-defense, defending yourself, your life, your dignity, your freedom, the life, the freedom, the dignity of your child, your grandchild, your significant other, innocent people. And if you had no other choice and you had to go someplace, you can't carry a gun, you can't carry a knife, you can't carry a baton, a stick, you can't carry pepper spray, or maybe you do carry some of those and you carry this as backup. And there is a bigger, younger, more aggressive group of people coming at you, and you throw that into your fist as you're defending yourself, as you're hitting, you're going to do a lot more damage. You're going to be able to knock somebody back and create more power than just using your fists or your hands alone. So we call it a force multiplier. That's why it's a $5 self-defense tool you can take anywhere, everywhere you go. And it's disguised. It's an everyday useful item. And again, put that on your bag, put it in your pocket, put it on a belt loop, you know, put something on it that you can carry, and then you can have it with you everywhere. You can always have it. So it's a simple $5. Let me know in the comment section. I saw some of your comments pop up in the chat, but like I said, I got to get back to work really quick. I'm on a break, short break. These long days lately, but I'm going back to work. But please, if you could help me out, because it helps this channel grow, if you could put in the comment section your thoughts about something like this. Do you already have one? Did you use one? Did you take my advice and get the other style? Have you walked around? Did you cut your knuckles up a little bit like I did? And if you did, I apologize. I didn't test it as well as I should have. That's why for the last 2 days, I've had this with me, and I was walking around. There's these big tires that the high school kids flip and hit with the sledgehammer for their training, right? And I'm out there and I'm smashing against that. I'm smashing it against the trees we have here are all, what do they call those? Palm trees, you know, palm trees, like we're kicking like Muay Thai guys, kicking with our, I'm punching it with this. And I have bags in here, and I have mitts and I have pads, but that doesn't really count. I needed to hit something that is more immovable, like someone's jaw, someone's face, if I had to defend myself. And so I tested it out. I tested a lot, and I do like the way it feels. I like the way it works. And especially if you're going to soft tissue and you have to defend yourself, you don't have another choice, you bring this out, you throw it, make sure you lock it. You don't want it to open onto your knuckles. That hurts a little bit. Oh, it's not going to open that much, but you lock it, you throw it on there, and then you can defend yourself with all these different strikes down over the top. You have 1, 2, 3 striking surfaces. It's supported into your palm, so it's not coming back. It's not cracking your knuckles in half. It's not breaking your fingers in half, because when you squeeze your fist around it, there's something behind it, and that something is the pad of your fist right here. So you're holding that. That's pretty secure. It's easy to get a good grip, but try it, test it for yourself. Let me know what you think. If you already have some experience with it, if you like it, yes. If you don't like it, no. And let me know, so that way we all learn from each other. But this is a simple $5 self-defense tool, a locking carabiner if you're looking for it. You know, they sell these. These are very common in climbing. I used one both in the Marine Corps and in the Army when we would do rappelling. And for a long time, I belonged to a climbing gym back when it was really popular. And if you've ever climbed, you're very familiar with the locking carabiner. You have to have a locking carabiner when you climb. It's that locking function that will save your life. Anyway, let me know what you think. Put that in the comment section. Yes, no. If no, why not? Yes. If yes, you know, what do you like about it? And then I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much.